Hey everybody, it's James with PC Gamer. I'm here with...
David Brossoie, one of the developers at Mighty Rabbit Studios.
What are we looking at today?
We're looking at Breach and Clear Deadline. It's the offshoot of the original Breach and Clear from last year. It's a little less serious. We got zombies instead of just human bad guys.
Zombies are fun.
So this area takes place not long after you start the game and your squad is separated after their helicopter is shot down. They're sent into Harbor City to investigate a worm parasite infestation that's been going on for a few months.
Worm parasite. Ew.
So you can control the game in one of two ways. Well, anytime you play. As you can see here, I'm just moving around in real time. My squad follows me. They take cover automatically. Alternatively, you can enter into what we call command mode and issue commands on the fly to each of your squad members, and they will move out and follow them as you either hold the trigger or exit command mode. And when you hold the trigger, it's pressure sensitive, so you can move in slow motion too.
Oh, fun.
So as we move forward here, we'll get our first encounter. And these are handcrafted encounters as opposed to some of the random mobs you might encounter around the city. So it freezes time for me to let me get my bearings. So I'm going to move my squad into position here. The shields let me know that they're going to go into cover when they get there. And if I just tap, they'll move there more quickly. But if I hold down, that will bring up a cone, and that will sweep as they move, meaning that they will actually make shots at the enemy as they move forward.
Oh, cool.
You can see the one guy got there a lot faster, but didn't shoot. So now that my whole squad's into position there, I'm going to switch to one of my squad members. He's a demolitions expert.
Well, yeah.
So I'm going to use his satchel charge ability, and I'm going to throw that right into the middle.
What are you going to do with that?
Make some arms go flying. So you can see, like, one of the fun things with freezing time is you can admire handiwork.
It's poetic. Yeah.
So, and so we gotta. Sometimes with these encounters, the noise will attract some other hordes to come in. So we'll move into position to clean them up.
Okay, that's interesting.
You got it. And then it's always a good idea to cover your 6.
Always.
So we'll get them going. Each of the lines is color-coded to the class that soldier is.
Gotcha. So how important is cover in this game? I mean, you're dealing with zombies, shambling masses. It doesn't seem to me that it would be important or as important.
It's less important with the infected here, but it's always nice to have something in between you and the enemy. But
stay sharp.
Elsewhere in the game, you'll run into human enemies, survivors, end-of-the-world cultists, doomsday people, and they'll fire at you with weapons just like you have. So that's where real-world tactics come back into play, which is what Breach and Clear, one of the pillars, has always been about. And then cover and flanking really come into play. Covering your corners, much like real teams do in the world.
Cool.
So here, if I look forward here, I can't see much yet, so let's see. I'm going to enter into real time to do a little exploration. Alright, so I see we got a horde coming up. So if I pop into command mode, let's see, we got a pretty good sized horde. So I'm going to move everybody behind cover here.
Got it. You got it.
And instead of just letting them take pot shots and waste their ammo, which is slim in the game, I'm going to set up a trap. So I'm going to switch to squad control and turn off free fire. Then I will switch to my demolitions expert again and have him place a mine, and then move off to the side after he's done so. And just for good measure, I'm going to go into my inventory with another soldier and select a signal flare, which acts as a beacon that draws lower level zombies to it.
Makes sense.
You can see here,
Come.
here they come. So it gives my
back.
My soldier
Back
enough
out.
time to set up the mine, and we just sit back and wait.
I gotta say, it's really nice to see, like, when you're setting everything up, all the visual components, tactical components, and then watch them play out. It's strangely satisfying to see them do that. Follow the lines and.
There we go.
Whoa!
And so you see that spark there is my soldiers leveling up.
Oh, it's like, are they okay? Neil.
So that took care of most of them. So we can go ahead and
Dang.
regroup all of my whole team, and then pop back into squad control. Turn on free fire, and see him finish off
Power
the
science.
horde.
Power science.
That's right.
You're done here.
What
So
are you
there's-
picking up there?
So this is scrap. It's our currency in the game. It's only used to upgrade existing weapons. So all the weapons you find in the game are going to come from loot crates and dropped from enemies
Okay.
randomly. And when we get into our first safe house coming up, we'll see where we can upgrade our weapons.
Alrighty.
So right here, it's outside the first safe house. There's a barricade, and they won't let us in until we deal with this last horde out here. It's coming.
Okay.
There we go. So we'll just go ahead and set up defensive positions behind cover.
On it. Uh-huh.
See what comes our way.
Some zombies. So why is that one blue? As opposed to-
We have different classes of zombies. We kind of keep them color-coded to help with easy identification. So what we've seen up until now mostly is the shamblers. They're very slow. These blue ones are a little bit faster. You know, they'll come at you with a purpose. And as you move through the game, you'll see different types.
Oh, cool.
So each new area kind of introduces a type. So right now I've selected an inventory item, which is in this case is the grenade. I'm going to toss that forward to clear out some of those guys.
Ow.
And so another pillar of breach and clear has always been real world weapons and attachments.
No laser guns in here?
Well, we do have DARPA weapons
Okay.
that you can get later on. Those are also based on real world. There's one called an airburst rifle that you can select how far your target is, and the rounds will actually detonate behind cover.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So we've got some fun toys like that to play with in there as well. So here we're going to go into the first safe house. We'll do a quick little tour before we move on. So this is where you'll get most of your quests in the game. These are survivors that have holed up. This young woman is overwhelmed with all the pressures going on, and she's begging you to go find a cache of whiskey to treat wounds.
Sure.
For
Wounds.
wounds, quote unquote. Okay. This is the first time here. It'll give us a tour. So this is your workbench where you'll go to augment the weapons that you already have in your inventory, attaching things like scopes, grips, lights, that sort of stuff. And then this is a locker where you can store excess inventory. Now, if your squad dies while you're out there, as long as one of them survives, if you can make it back to a safe house, the fallen teammates will be there waiting for you.
Oh.
However, we have a medic on our team, so we can revive people in the field, as that's his ability.
Gotcha.
So here you'll see an ammo crate. It's really helpful because once you run out of ammo, you can trade scrap for ammo, but this is you kind of want to save that for upgrading.
And you'll see those kind of scattered throughout the world.
Yeah, that's right. Some of them are hidden, some of them are in plain sight.
Okay.
So that was a loot crate, and so we picked up a recon rig.
Loot.
So that's some gear there that you can equip to your soldiers later.
Oh, loot.
So moving forward here, we'll get introduced to a new zombie type.
So is there a sort of overworld here? Is this somewhat open-ended?
We have a couple different kind of environments. This is the first of 4 hub worlds. This is the
okay.
urban hub, and besides that, we also have procedural dungeons. We use the word dungeon just to get the idea that you're delving deep inside it. There'll be stuff like an abandoned office complex that was under construction.
Gotcha.
Or utility tunnels, or a cave system that brings you that houses like worm infestations.
On it.
So another tactic that I can use with one of my soldiers here is this suppression tactic for my weapons sergeant.
Right.
And what that does is it brings up a cone, and after I activate it there, you'll see that when he fires it, they get this effect on them, and that means they're suppressed. They can't move forward right now.
On it.
Okay, I can see that could be used.
So this is really handy. If you got a lot of stuff coming at you at once,
Roger.
it's a good way to slow them down, give you time to move into position or move behind cover. It's especially handy for human enemies
Yes,
that have got you under fire. Because even if they're behind cover, they'll still be suppressed.
Yeah, you gotta find a good angle.
Right.
To use that.
So right here you can see I'm telling soldiers to target some individual
Yes, sir.
enemies there. If you ever get in a tight spot like this, it's handy to be able to pause time. So I'm going to bring up a flashbang.
How easily will your guys go down, like against a regular horde or group?
It kind of depends because part of it is every shot that they take is based on chance. Based on how far they are, how good their line of sight is, their weapon ranking. So sometimes they can take them down in a shot or two, and other times they really have to work together.
Who's this?
So this is one of the other types. He's a lot faster. He'll just rush you. Hence the rusher.
Like him.
So one tactic I like to use for this my intelligence guy here is this pin enemy. And so when I pin him, it kind of works like a suppression, but on one enemy. So you see he's pinned down now, and it's a lot easier to take him out.
Oh,
since they're so fast and they run around, that's really handy.
It's pretty horrifying.
So we'll do one more here to the side.
Chest. Sorry, I just saw that chest and it tugged at my heart a little bit.
And you can even use command mode to send that guy to go get that chest when he's not in command mode there. So we're going to move our guys forward here.
Yes, sir. You got it.
Okay.
Got it.
And then while they're running up to my position there, I'm going to take control of the last guy and put him in an elevated position.
So that real-time control, I just see myself using that when I'm panicked and scared. Does it have actual utility, or is it just
It's
a fun
kind of
thing?
it's more fun. It just gives the player options, but also it can be fun to mop up the last couple of people
Right.
left.
Okay.
And it's used to run around. So so I'm behind this guy now. They don't even see me. So I'm gonna throw another satchel charge now that it's cooled down while they're taking him from the front.
Red circle. Oh,
Boom.
jeez.
You can see my guys here are getting a little overwhelmed, so I can switch back to squad and have them regroup. Ooh. And so see, we lost the guy.
Neil! No! Wait, who's our medic, though?
Louis Pasteur.
Okay.
So,
Still okay?
So we're going to switch to see what we got in our inventory. So we're going to distract him with a signal flare. And that'll get him away from the rest of our guys. So we'll distract him.
Jeez, the shiny. I can see this game will have plenty of those tense moments where you barely pull through.
Yeah, it's like because you think you're fine, and then So now, so it's an ability he has, so we can do it now. We can bring up this hot menu, and then I'm going to use the stabilize on one of the guys here, and you can see afterwards he gets up with just a little bit of health. And you can upgrade that later, so he'll come back with more health. So I could just wait the minute that's left to revive the last guy. And if we take a look here real quick, we can come to our pause at any time, come to our squad menu. And if we go into the skills, you can see that each class has a skill tree that you can work through. That you can usually kind of lean one way or the other within it. So this guy can get an LMG specialization, or if you go straight down, you can get the assault rifle specialization.
Gotcha.
And then much further down towards the end of the game, you'll be able to get this dual grenade where he can fire off, throw off 2 grenades instead of just 1. Also, if you don't feel like drilling all the way down, you can actually go to any other skill tree and purchase points there as well. So one thing I've done in the past is I have my medic, and then I went over to the explosions the explosives expert, and I got his satchel charge ability. So I had a medic that could throw satchel charges, which was a nice combination.
I imagine you'll see and have probably seen some interesting experiments and interesting groups and builds in that regard.
Yeah, it really lets you kind of play the way you like. You know,
cool.
if you like this one, if you don't like a class but you like one ability they have, you can still grab it. It just kind of costs a lot of points. The first one is a little bit more expensive usually. So I'm gonna skip ahead to a different area now. It's a little the hub world that takes place after this.
All right. So you guys have been in early access for a bit here.
Yeah, since January
Right.
we went into early access.
What's this final game looking like compared to what it was like then? And like, has it changed much? Or has your vision changed much? Have you learned some things you didn't expect to learn?
It has. I'd say the biggest change and addition we did was the handcrafted encounters that we've seen a couple times now.
Okay.
Whereas first we were just trying to create hordes that acted as a good tactical challenge. We found out that it didn't really feel like breach and clear anymore. So you know, and a lot of people were asking for that. So we brought back the handcrafted encounters, mixed in with a few random hordes here and there, and we felt like that really brought back what we felt like the game was really lacking at that point. So early access has been really beneficial to us.
That's good.
Here we see this monstrosity is called a breeder, and he's filled with worms. And what he'll do is he'll walk around to fallen enemies as long as he's alive, and you know, slip a worm inside him and bring him back to life. And then when you kill him, you have to be careful because he will explode. So I'm gonna get my guys into position here to kind of cover all their bases.
Ready on your go.
And
I don't like worms, Dave.
better than roaches. So you can see they took him out. So the worms exploded there. Luckily we weren't close by. This horde's not too bad, but I'm gonna send out. Let's see what we got. So now this is a different squad that's further in the game, so we've got more toys to play with.
All right.
So I'm gonna send out a frag grenade that'll save some stuff for later. Take care of some of them for me.
Some satisfying explosions. I'll say that. It's pretty.
That was another thing we added in early access at one point, was the arms and the legs flying off, and people seem to really appreciate that. So I'm gonna pin this enemy so he can't do any damage. I can take him out more easily. Group my squad together for these last couple of rounds. Make sure I
Ready on your go.
control my shotgun guy and go in with pursuit.
Nice little finisher there.
Yeah, and you get graded, as you've probably seen by now. You get graded based on your accuracy, your time spent, any damage you took while you were fighting, so that, you know, kind of gives you a reason to go back and try to get a higher star rating. Now, so this is another hub world where, you know, it's a very large open area. You're sent, you know, kind of from point to point with quests, but, you know, alternatively with the procedural dungeons, you know, it's different every time. There, you can go on like indefinitely. That's where you find the best loot. You know, you just keep going down and down.
Right.
So here we got. Let's see what we got ahead here. We have a diner that is being holed up by mercenaries.
Oh, shit.
So here we get a taste of human enemies.
Okay.
So I'm gonna just move my squad in behind a good bit of cover here. This guy thinks he wants to be a hero. So this is a sniper here. You can see with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this pin enemy again. That's a very useful one.
Right.
And then have him move here while I have the rest of my team going around the side.
So in this overworld, is it hypothetically possible you're in a firefight, engaged in an intense firefight with mercenaries, and you accidentally set off an explosion that attracts a horde or something nearby?
You can, yeah. The noise will attract them.
Everything goes to hell.
Yeah. And here, so if we take a look around, you know, kind of survey what's kind of going on, we see we've got, you know, just like any building you'd expect to find in real life, there's multiple entrances. So we've got a door over here, we've got the front door, and then the door in the back kitchen. What we also see is that we've got a freezer full of infected there.
Oh, hey.
That are just waiting to be plowed down or maybe used strategically. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my squad to the back of the building. And there's just 2 guys guarding it back here, so I'm not too worried about that. I'm taking them out easily enough. Come around.
I think I know what's going to happen here, and I'm jacked. I'm jacked.
So let's get closer, we can see inside. So I'm going to have one of my team members hold back. And in command mode, my plan is to open this door. And we got 2 mercenaries over here, so I'm going to use an inventory item. I'm going to use what's called a hornet's nest. It's kind of like a flashbang on the steroids. It lasts a little bit longer. So I'm going to throw this in there to distract the human enemies in there. Run over and open this door.
Oh boy.
Then run over, open that door. Boom. So they're taken care of. And while they're dazed and confused, I'm going to open these doors and then go to my inventory again, grab a signal flare, throw it into the main lobby, and then send my guy back outside.
Uh-oh.
And now that they're all grouped together, I have them come back to the front of the building.
Book it, yeah.
You can see now, hopefully, they'll start doing my work for me. So as they're distracted on the inside, I'm going to set up my team on both sides of these, on both doors going into the other side.
On it.
So send my long range guys over here,
Yes, sir.
and my short range guys up to the front. And while they're taking care of the zombies inside, I'm trying to set up. There's a couple guys out here, but I'm not too worried right now. So now that everyone's in position,
You got it.
I can tell them to open these doors,
To reach and clear.
as it were. You see them come in, and then now the doors are open, I can send them behind cover, and they can mop up the last of the infected and the last of the mercenaries. Hopefully before the rest of that crowd comes in from the front. So to help get these guys out a little sooner, I'll go back into my inventory. Let's use a Molotov.
Yes, let's.
Toss that in there. Set them on fire, keep them occupied. And see we got another breeder coming in here. So I'm going to use an enemy again, keep that guy busy. While
Consider it done.
Let's go, Pete.
So I'm going to use this tag enemies feature as well. And you can tag up to 2 enemies on the lower levels, and that'll make them take more damage. So hopefully, while I tell these guys to target them, they will, he'll go down a lot faster than he might have otherwise. Oh no. That's
Oh
another
no.
guy.
Pete Biles.
So since I've got time, I'm going to use my stabilize again. Get him up.
Come on, buddy. Get down on me.
And then maybe regroup in the middle here.
There's this drama playing out in my head right now. Like these harrowing moments. I guess that wasn't that harrowing, but still.
Man went down and came back to life. Here, got a straggler over here we'll take care of. So with the squad control, it's it's a nice way to quickly take down a single enemy because you can have all
Right.
4 of them concentrate on one. And again, maybe. And if you don't touch anything after you exit command mode, they'll keep, even the soldier you're controlling will continue to bring his actions out. So I'm gonna go ahead and get another breeder over there. Real quick.
Pretty good at this game. I can imagine someone new to it might struggle a little more, but this is it's cool to see all these systems in play at once.
It's nice when your own game can be entertaining, you know, so you don't mind spending all the time with it. Looks like we got two last guys.
Good deal.
Target's passing by.
And that's it. That's it for that encounter. So some of the encounters like that, they take place, you know, they go on a little bit longer.
Right.
We get some waves, whereas other ones are maybe a little bit more intense and you know, shorter. Here, just as a note, you know, these are our fast travel systems. So from here, you know, when you initiate, you can go to you know, any number of places that you've already been.
Boom. All right.
And so here we got, looking around here, we got this motel that's also taken over by more mercenaries. So, and this one we have to deal with, you know, different levels of verticality, you know, elevated positions. So
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna tag these two guys that are coming out first.
Ready on your go. Yes, sir.
On it.
Yes, sir.
Uh-huh.
There we go. So now if we look around, we see we got a room full of some guys here and some guys in the back. So we won't worry about them yet. Let's send
Consider it done.
two of our guys there at the base of these stairs.
Uh-huh.
Done. Consider it done.
And the other
Yes, sir.
team
You got it.
to the other set of stairs. Let's see if we can't pinch them.
A lot of good visual components in play here. It's tactical, but it doesn't feel overwhelming, which has previously, for me, been a barrier of entry for a lot of games like this, or at least that, you know, tactics.
Yeah, that was another handy, you know, something really great about early access was, you know, getting feedback saying, oh, you know, it's really hard for me to figure out which soldier I have selected right now. And, you know, so we went through a lot of UI iterations, finding ways to, you know, best communicate, you know, who you're in control of, what tactic you're using, who you're aimed at. Okay, so you see them pretty well pulled up in there. So we're gonna have him open that door.
Done.
Ooh, that's another one. So I have him go in here. We have
On it.
Damn it, Pete.
there we go. Yeah, he's fragile. Cool. So we enter in here, and
flying.
through this hole in the wall, we'll come in from behind with that soldier, and
Yes, sir.
some tactics to cover our angles to get these guys that are entrenched in this room.
Right. Damn. Oh.
And you know that's the kind of stuff like we were trying to, you know, emulate from real world military outfits. Was that, you know, it's all about covering your corners,
Right.
And you know that's how they actually operate. So
Well, it sure worked out there. It's pretty.
So I'm bringing all my squad back to ground level here. Oh, yeah.
Pete! Try it
Bring the
together.
team down. Let's see. Again, you know, hairy situations. So I need the flashbang to distract these guys. And we'll hopefully mop up. Ooh.
Or not.
On it.
But these are the moments that I love in these kind of games, is where you think everything's okay.
Yeah, and then, you know, you get a giant 10-foot tall worm guy coming at you.
Ugh.
Let's try grenade far enough away so that it won't hurt my soldiers. Oh,
Yes, sir.
Well,
As you can see, things don't always play out. That encounter did not play out that way last time.
Get good, Dave.
Um,
No, well, thanks for showing us the game. I mean, it's looking pretty cool. Where can people find this?
So it's still in early access for another week. Well, about a half a week. Breaching Clear Deadline comes out on July 21st on Steam. It's still in early access right now, so you can grab it for $14.99. It's $19.99 when it comes out.
Cool. It's looking pretty good. I'm still grossed out by all the worms and parasites, but I think I'll look past my fear and try and take out these zombies.
Zambies. Thanks for checking it out.
Yeah. Thanks for coming, Dave.